Folks, it's that time. Welcome to Dow's Weekly Digest. You know, this morning, in part of my routine, maybe you'd mentioned this, that I ride a bike a few miles. And then after I'd done that, and it was coming up sunrise, beautiful morning, then I'm on the computer and up pops a message. Now, I live in a neighborhood in which there's covenants and different things of this sort. And so let's call her the president, she, in that early in the morning, sent out an email. And it was a picture. And at 6 a.m. that morning, folks, some gentleman was walking his dog, and there was a rattlesnake on the road. And he killed it. He took a picture of it. It was a yardstick long. It was a good-sized rattlesnake there. And she, of course, named the street in the corner and things like that. And I thought, man, just a half hour before that, I was on that street. So that's where I was this morning, was on how you doing, is thinking, boy, I don't know. And I don't carry nothing when I'm on the bike. I'm now wondering if at least carry a stick or something. Donna says, well, just keep on pedaling. That's all you got to do. You see a snake, just go the other way. I want to thank you for sending in some Cowboy Wisdom. I've got a pretty good supply, and there's some of them different, and they're pretty good. So as we get going here, I'll share those with you, okay? Since I got feedback, my question this week is this. Is there ever a day where mattresses are not on sale? I mean, around here at least, every single day there is this super mattress sale going on. So is there ever a day that a mattress isn't on sale? I don't know about that. My word for today is dreams and visions. Dream and visions. But first, let's look at, guess what? Some of that Cowboy Wisdom. And this one this week comes from Jeff Partridge. Now, Jeff Partridge is a part of the state legislature here. He sent me one from an associate. Jim has a ranch around Kennebec. And sorry to say, he was doing work on the ranch, and he got in an accident and passed away. But so this is from the late Jim. Your value is on how different you are. Your value is on how different you are. So don't be a lemming. Be different. Look to those dreams. Have those dreams come true. Now, you might be a Lutheran. You might be a Lutheran if it's 110 degrees outside, but right after service, you make sure that you have that cup of hot coffee. After service, that's the routine. We're going to have our cup of coffee. South Dakota trivia. How about the word Sioux? Do you know what the word Sioux means? The word Sioux is an Ojibwe tribe name. And the Dakota Indians and Lakota Indians, the Ojibwe was their enemies. So the Ojibwe word Sioux means little snakes. So I don't know if our neighbors to the east of Sioux Falls or Sioux City know fully maybe what the word means. So Native Americans around here, they don't particularly like the word Sioux. They go by Lakota or Dakota. And you know what that means? That means friends or friendship. That's our South Dakota trivia. Well, folks, what's the Bible say about dreams and visions? The book of Acts and from the book of Joel. So I got Old Testament, and then I have the New Testament. In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all the people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy, and your young men will see visions, and your old men will dream dreams. So, may our good dreams then be captured. And maybe I can expand upon that and explain it the way it was with me. When I was going to college for my master's in Sioux Falls in Augustana, I very much had the privilege of having a professor by the name of Martin Brokenleg. Martin was from the Rosebud Reservation. He was a very, very wise gentleman. He was also an Episcopal pastor. But he told to the class the legend of the dream catcher. So let me show you a dream catcher right here. So this right here, folks, is what I would call then a dream catcher. Many years ago, an elder went to a mountain. And when he got to the mountaintop, he had a vision. During this vision, Iktomi came and visited him. So in that vision, Iktomi took the elder's hoop. Now, a hoop is made usually of willow. And as he was speaking to the elder, he took the form of a spider. So Iktomi took the form of a spider. And as he was talking to the elder, he then started to weave inside the hoop. He spoke of the hoop being like what we would call the circle of life. We start as a child, and we go through a little older and adolescence, we go to middle age, we go to old age, and finally we make the circle and what we're being taken care of just like we were as a baby. The circle of life. Now the elements of the dream catcher was, you can see this feather, and you see this little bead right here, and of course then you've got the spider web itself. For the spider said that as we take our circle of life, there can be good events and bad events. Good forces, you might say, and bad forces. And so he gave to the elder the dream catcher to protect the people. And to protect the people this way. As we would sleep, we will have good dreams and we'll have bad dreams. The good dreams will be caught. They'll be caught where you see the bead. And being caught, then later we'll see what happens. The bad dreams, they're also caught. They are caught and collected by the spider web. Those good dreams that I said were caught, they then go down the feather to the person that is sleeping. The bad dreams don't have that means, you might say, of transportation to the person, for they are what? Caught in the spider web. So it collects the bad dreams. And then when the sun comes up in the east, the sun will then burn away the bad dreams. So the good dreams come down to the person, and the bad dreams are burnt away. Thus the legend of the dream catcher, as told to me by Dr. Broken Leg of the Rosebud tribe. What does this have to do with financial markets? Well, I take the viewpoint that we are dream catchers. We here at Financial Markets, we kind of collectively will make this web on the different associates that we have here and the talents that we bring there to build a strong web. Okay? And then as our internal wholesalers, maybe represented by the bead, work with you out there on your clients' dreams, we then help it become a fulfillment by the particular carrier and maybe their products to fit that particular need. So yeah, I think we're kind of a dream catcher here, and we can help you with your clients on their needs. Our goal is that your good dreams and visions of your clients be captured and delivered. And one carrier, the principal insurance company, I think really takes a holistic view in helping you with all kinds of resources for your clients. Now, in my viewpoint, I think they are laser focused on business. small business, medium-sized businesses. And then they've got you wonderful tools to use there. But they don't leave it there. They take this social responsibility, if you want to use that phrase, to help, again, that clientele. They've just within the last 2 weeks, folks, let me give you a couple examples. They have developed webinars that the public could be watching. And what this was businesses all over the United States. There was 4 of them, and they talked on how they were coping. All the way through it. Did they speak about life insurance that they bought with Principal or retirement plans? No. They got a third party, kind of a host, and he asked the questions on how they were doing. One particular business, as I recall, he had went bankrupt. He had a special needs child, and that caused kind of a medical type of bankruptcy that took place. And so when the question came up, and so he recovered from that, and he then, as the one business that he was working with, this was a construction business, as they downsized, they come together, some of those experienced workers, and they formed this little company. But when it comes to talking about the PPP loan, he says, no, I'm a cash-only guy. I'm a cash-only guy. So they didn't, do a whole bunch of venting and seeing, okay, well, this has got to fit the mold of just what Principal's looking for. Again, to me, they went across America to use this as a tool on how they were coping. One particular person was a baby boomer like myself. Prior to that, he had delegated some maybe responsibilities that he had done to other people much younger than him. And he said, of course, then when it came to the networking and the Zooms and like that, man, he said they took it like, ducks at the water. Whereas it would have just been me, he says, it would have really been a stress picnic. But, so it was very, very interesting there. Another one that they did was for the young people, for kids. Kids, here's how to look at the value of money. And they covered over different values that every parent would be looking to use with their children. And frankly, we've got other carriers. I haven't seen any other carriers come up with things like that, folks. I haven't. Again, they're taking that social responsibility of their core group and saying, okay, what are some things? Let's think outside the box on how we can help these people. Now, they're not stopping there, folks. They've got things for you. They are also at the forefront of the Secure Act and the CARES Act and requirements thereof. I was just reading, and they were defining that if a person was going to take qualified money out of their plan because they think they qualified because of the virus to take the money out, they got very detailed, on what that definition was, and talked about the spouse, themselves, dependents. Again, very, very detailed, and I don't find it in other places. So they look at ways then that you can initiate conversations with your clients. And in that conversation, what you're listening. And then after you pick up a few highlights, then you can come back to our internal wholesaler, and they can help you with those resources there. They look at the life events. Maybe the person got married. Maybe they moved. Maybe they had a baby. Maybe they do have a brand new job. Okay, maybe they're leaving a job, and they look at their group insurance. All those type of life events, they have the tools for you. Now, the products that they have runs the gamut from life insurance to annuities to disability. So you can see they indeed are looking at that core customer base of theirs. They look at how they can have tools that's going to help you be able to listen to the client and motivate them by educating them. So that's a little bit on why we believe that, not why is Principal in our portfolio, but why not? Why not? Because look at the things I'm speaking of that they have available. That's the why not that they're there. And I do believe, folks, that they are one of our dream catchers. So please just ask the question, let our internal wholesaler then help you. Well, folks, it's now time for Dow's recommendations. A poem. And I said what the theme was? Dreams and visions, right? Okay. Well, the poem is from William Blake. The name of the poem is A Dream. A Dream by William Blake. How about the song? Comes from Fleetwood Mac. And the name of that song is Dreams. The movie, Mr. Holland's Opus. You see a love of something that Mr. Holland had, and then how he had a dream and how it comes to fulfillment. The book that I have is entitled Into Thin Air, and it kind of dovetails a little bit on kind of a personal dream that I had. When I was very, very young, my folks took me on top of Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs. Always loved to climb peaks. I had the opportunity with my son that in New Mexico, we climbed a peak, and this is a stone from that peak, and the elevation on that was 11,711, and that was in 1994. Well, the next year, we then went over here to Ten Sleep, which is west of us here, over by Buffalo. And we climbed a mountain there that is called Cloud Peak. But this stone comes then from Cloud Peak, and that elevation was 13,175. So that kind of helped a little bit in the dream. But this author, John Krakauer, he was a author. He wrote articles for an adventure magazine called Outside. And he had a dream of climbing mountains. And so he got the okay for his editor to send him out to Mount Everest. And the thought was that he was just going to go to the base camp. He was going to go there and write articles on the commercialization of Mount Everest, how different teams will actually almost be in competition with each other, and the Sherpas that are taken advantage of, and how oxygen tanks are just literally, litter all over the place. He again had that dream to climb mountains, and what higher dream than what? Climb Mount Everest. So he did talk his editor into it, and he then got to climb Mount Everest. It shows us, I think, to continue to follow our dreams, look for opportunities to follow our dreams. Sometimes the path isn't going to be always as easy as thought of here. We had a young man here in Rapid City that actually climbed Mount Everest, which is pretty rare to be done to do that there. So I spoke of what dreams, and I spoke of visions. Here's a little simple power phrase. You're speaking, let's say, to Sam. Sam has a family, but Sam thinks he's going to be just covered okay with his group life insurance at work. Sam, you would certainly give your life for your children and your wife. I can see that from the love that you have for them. So why wouldn't it make sense to insure it for them? I know you'd give your life for them. So doesn't it make sense to insure it for them? And then wait and listen. He who speaks first loses. So don't speak. Listen. Listen. Power phrase. Well, we have a couple videos here for you They're very short videos, but they come from the principal. And I think it speaks of dreams and how dreams can change a little bit. So I hope you enjoy both of them. They're not very long.
I think I found my dream car.
It turns out they want me to start next month. She can stay with you to finish her senior year.
Of course she can.
Hey, wanna drive?
Really?
Do you think we can do this, Robin?
Things will be tight, but we can make this work.
That's great. Here we go.
What is it?
Now.
Wait, Grandpa, what about your dream car?
This is my dream now.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Did you see how his dream changed, folks? It was still what at the end point, it still was his dream to help his granddaughter. But the dream, changed. So he did get his dream car. It was just not for him as it was for her. And many times we're buying life insurance, not for ourselves, but for them. That's the dream. Now this next one, folks, is in two different generations. And how I think we're all going to be faced with that, where this one generation is kind of at the no-go stage. And yet how son's going to step in and see from memory of some dreams how he can apply that to helping his father. I really like that one. Hope you enjoy it.
This place isn't for me.
That last place was pretty nice.
I don't like this whole thing.
Dad, what happened? Where's Rosie?
I let her go.
Can't help me do nothing.
You gonna help me finish this thing or what?
I think we can do better. Change is hard, Dad. Try to keep open mind. Come on, Dad.
This is for me, son?
So, you gonna help me finish this thing or what?
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Again, remember, folks, I think I mentioned earlier that go to Principal Life YouTube, and you'll see many of these type of examples. And this was a minute. You can send a client a little bit of an email and attach that to it. It's not going to take long. Okay, but then contact our internal wholesaler, maybe after you identify one or two, and we can get it sent to you there. So you'll be able to send it to your client. Remember, folks, in fulfillment of your dreams, GP for you equals what? G. Indeed. Man, this is the super dream right here. You might say a dream come true. GP for you equals what? G. And remember this, blessed are those who ease the pain of misfortune, for they shall be called not only dream catchers, but insurance agents. You take care. Bye-bye.